how do you find out what your purpose is? Again, thinking outside of the box. What a lot of people would say is, purpose ko lang naman is to make sure my family is happy, and my purpose here is to make money, magtrabaho lang ako para makapagbakasyon ako 3 times a year. You know, it's all good. That's basic survival instinct. But is it a driving force? I'm not sure. Binibigay ng Panginoon sa atin, ng universe sa atin. Ito nga ang kailangan mong gawin, ba't ang kulit mo? Hindi, I need to survive, I need to pay for my bills, I need to pay for my da-da-da. We tend to ignore the things na laging binabalik-balik sa mukha natin. This is what you're doing. And trusting and surrendering the thought that I will always be supported as long as I follow this purpose and follow down this path.
Every experience, binibigay talaga sa'yo kung anong kailangan mo. And it leads to another journey.
Yeah,
diba, no?
So if she's a coach, she's a legit coach. I did the research and the insurance naman to eh. Diba, ang daming ganun ngayon, mga coach pero insurance pala. Pero they don't really do coaching or whatever. Tuturo lang sa'yo how to.
About financial planning, about budgeting, pero yung realization, wala doon eh.
Yeah, the realization that how do you make this person take action? That's what type of coaching.
Hindi ka pa rin magiging masaya. And lalabas yun. Kahit now, you always put a mask on.
And maybe the reason bakit you put on that mask, you show to other people, yeah, I'm so likable. Ang sarap kong kasama.
No.
Tanong na lang, when you're alone, masarap ka talaga kasama.
Welcome to Outbox, Thinking Outside the Box podcast, the show where meaningful conversations come to life. I'm your host, Mikael, and I believe in the power of dialogue, the strength of conviction, and the magic of connection. In this series, we bring you a wide range of guests who share their stories, perspectives, and experiences. Our aim is to connect on a deeper level and explore the valuable insights that emerge from these conversations. So join us on this journey, and together, let's discover the beauty in the art of conversation. This is Outbox, Thinking Outside the Box podcast, where the world comes together, one talk at a time.
Hi, welcome to Outbox, Thinking Outside the Box podcast. My name is Mikael Marasigan, and in this podcast, pag-uusapan natin about inspiring stories ng mga tao na kung saan nakakita tayo ng magandang story from them. And in this episode, meron tayong first episode, and nag-invite ako ng isang napaka-powerful na tao, no, very inspiring na tao, and he is a life coach, no, and also a financial planner. And without further ado, let's all welcome Paolo Siguro.
Hey! Thank you so much, Michael, and congratulations on your first episode.
Yeah, wow, grabe, no?
Big step for you. Alam mo kung anong, first thing that I thought when you invited me to your podcast, actually when I first saw you on TikTok, na nilabas mo na tong logo mo na to, I think the first thing that came up for me was, alala ko, one of the most important qualities here is that you can do is creating it. Yeah. Like, if you had an idea, you'll have to make it happen talaga. And I think this came from that. Kaya I was just talking to you earlier since, the title of your podcast is Thinking Outside the Box. I think one of the most beautiful things that you'll be able to give to your listeners here is that there are a lot of common knowledge, common sense, sobrang daming kailangan mo ito gawin mo to. Pero I think with the guests that you'll be having here, you'll be asking them questions like, ano bang iba mong ginagawa kumpara sa ginagawa ng lahat ng tao? And that's why you're inspired. That's why you're powerful. Alam mo na kung ano ba talaga sa akin.
Wow, grabe. Thank you so much, bro, no? Sobrang tama ka doon, no? Kasi syempre sa panahon ngayon, no?
Yeah.
So everyone has parang feeling nila gusto nila they're already in the flow, lahat sila gusto nila they're in. Pero ano ba yung kakaiba sa'yo na makakapagbigay ka ng value, and what's your inspiring story?
Yeah. Is that a question to me or yung bang tanongin mo sa ibang
yan lang yung parang na pumasok lang din sa sa isipan ko na tama ka, no? Ito yung siyempre na we are in our first episode, no? And yun yung tingin ko na magandang mapagbigay ng magandang value sa mga tao. Kaya rin kita, no? Kasi ikaw naisip ko, bro, kasi
bakit ba?
kasi ikaw naisip ko unang-una, you are on my top list, no? Top of mind kita kasi nakita ko yung growth mo, bro. No,
Thank you.
nakita ko nung nagsisimula ka, then right now, grabe, you are already flying. No, sobrang ang dami mo nang na-achieve sa buhay, sobrang galing mo na magsalita. Saan ba
you.
nanggaling yan, bro? Ano bang nangyari sa'yo?
Yeah, good question, brother. To be honest, when I actually really thought about it, nung I'm very woo-woo in the sense, like I do a lot of meditations, I do a lot of spiritual courses and all. And I took one class that was all about life visioning, not life visualizing. Kasi people always say, visualize what you want out of life, visualize mo to, manifest mo to, journal mo kung anong gusto mo. But with this process that was introduced to me back in 2020 during the pandemic, it's life visioning. Like instead of asking the universe, give me what I want with what I visualize, it's about asking the universe, what do you want to manifest through me? Right?
Nice.
So with this life visioning mastery course, which I just recently retook again kasi I think I need to realign myself to where I'm really supposed to go. That's where I found na this was before I met you through I Am Plus Coaching. This is before I met Coach Ross Huson. Hi, Coach Ross. It was really life coaching. I had no idea who the life coaches were in the Philippines. As in, I wasn't a fan of Chinkitan. I wasn't a fan of RDR, of Ross Huson, Migs Flores. Hindi ko sila kilala. Pero for some odd reason, during that meditation practice, it was life coaching that I wanted to really do. And it really all aligned. I think it was because one of the conversations there, if you want to find out what your life purpose is, your life also leaves clues. Diba? They always say that success leaves clues. It also starts from when you were really young. So I eventually realized that over time, since I was a child, I'm lucky enough na my family, we were in a charismatic Catholic community called Bukas Loob sa Diyos.
Wow.
And then from a very young age of 8 years old, sinasama na ako ng family ko. We were doing talks as a family. You know how some couples would talk about how to have a great relationship. Some people would talk about how to be successful in whatever field they're in. We were the family that talked about how do you make your family work. So I'm one of those people who are really, really blessed to have a very, very great and tight, loving family. No? So from there, I realized parang, okay, I did public speaking when I was 8 years old. Pero going into school, medyo napukpok ako konti to hide from everyone else. I always told myself na I would never want to work in an office. I would always just want to work outside in the fields. Kaya ko naisip, okay, pwede ako mag-engineer. Pero things went a turn when I moved to Manila. I left school. Di ako nakapagtapos ng college, no?
Engineering.
Yeah, I studied engineering, civil engineering.
Nice.
Kasi that's what my sister was doing. She was an architect. So I was thinking to myself, okay, sige, I'll be an engineer para partner ako ng sister ko. I was smart in math eh. I think I still am. Hindi ako sure. Pero from there, I moved to Manila. So nasanay na rin ako magharap sa maraming crowd. Sure, as a musician. I moved to Manila to be a musician naman talaga. And then when I realized, okay, mahirap ang money with music, I need to find a job. Sure. Ano bang ginagawa ng kahit sinong okay na magsalita pero hindi nakapag-graduate? Nag-call center ako. From the call center, I worked there for 5 years. Got promoted 3-4 times. Eventually, umabot pa rin ako sa point wherein I became sort of a trainer for new updates. I was in communications sa floor namin. So from there, parang naisip ko, okay, so I was a public speaker when I was really young. And then eventually when I moved to Manila, eventually I ended up with a job wherein I was speaking to a lot of people pa rin. Parang public speaking, parang training. But it was really just communications on, okay, here's the new process, here's the new product, and I need to disseminate this information right there. So I got used to communication na naman, right? I also remember during that time, or I think before that time, I also wanted to become a radio DJ because I have an ex-girlfriend who is a radio DJ. So she really inspired me kasi she's so good with just speaking ng free-flowing, and she practiced it a lot. She was in a masa radio station. Ako, alam ko, Englishero talaga ako growing up. So, alam ko, sarili ko na, okay, I won't be here with her So I found a different friend who was from another radio station. He trained me to be a radio DJ. So natuto rin ako magsalita. Nakapag-practice rin ako how to clear the words that I'm speaking then. Kasi dati sobrang bilis ko magsalita, pare. Lalo na kasi Bisaya ako, and how I speak Bisaya, mabilis din, ganon. So I had to practice speaking slower. Even up until now, when I'm on stage and the facilitators give me feedback, I still sometimes speak so fast. Kasi I'm so excited whenever I'm on stage, I'm nervous and whatever. Pero, when I'm in a spot like this, na tayo dalawa lang nag-uusap, it's just relaxing, sobrang chill lang.
Correct.
And dito na lumalabas talaga nung how I speak. So just going back, when I was connecting the dots, okay, so I was a public speaker when I was 8. I had an ex-girlfriend DJ. I trained as a DJ, even though hindi ako natanggap in any radio stations during that time. And then, I was a trainer in communications then. Okay, my life always led me into these opportunities that I did not intentionally select.
Grabe, ang galing nung universe na binigay talaga sa'yo, no? Connect sila, no? Every experience, binibigay talaga sa'yo kung ano yung kailangan mo, and it leads to another journey.
Yeah, exactly.
No? Ang galing.
Your life where it's supposed to be will always leave clues in the past Okay, this happened. Lagi ako binabalik sa sa linya na yon.
Kung saan ka talaga.
Yeah.
Grabe, no?
And then it was only eventually when I told myself, oh shucks, nga no? Why not surrender to this path na binigay sa akin ever since I was young? Ba't ko ba kailangan pilitin si music? I didn't start music until I was 12 years old, which is a little late na for a lot of musicians. Napanganak na musician ng parents, or maybe they've always loved music as young as they were, right? Ako, I started speaking at a very early age. Isa ako sa mga alam mo yung mga bibong bata na for some people nakakairita kasi kasi ang kulit, laging gusto pa bida-bida. Ganun ako na bata
Correct.
'Di ba? So, parang doon pa lang, okay, I always wanted to be in front of people. I always wanted to be speaking in front of people. And right now, just really lucky na after I went through that whole course, that whole process, I intentionally looked for life coaches in the Philippines. Gumaganon na ako. And then eventually, probably sa algorithm siguro, dun dumating sa buhay ko ang A-Quest Financial Coaches. So that's how I became a financial planner.
So intention mo talaga na hanapin ang mga life coach.
Yes. And then when the first person I saw from the organization is MJ Aoki.
Okay.
Right? From there pa lang, I realized na, okay, she's living a life that I enjoy. She had the values that I was valuing as well. She was doing the 5 a.m. The 5 a.m. club morning routine by Robin Sharma. And that was something I've been doing for over a year before meeting her. So parang, okay, this girl's aligned with me. So if she's a coach, she's a legit coach. I did the research. Hindi, insurance naman to Di ba? Ang daming ganun ngayon, mga coach, pero insurance pala. Pero they don't really do coaching and whatever. Sorry, no offense sa inyong lahat. But it's true. Right? It's just, na lang. Sometimes it's already, ano ba tawag doon? Parang, basta it's a nice word to say. When, oy, coach, magaling to.
Parang ang ganda kasi parang it's a prestige, no?
Yeah,
parang ang gandang pakinggan kapag meron kang title na coach.
Yeah, diba? Pero apart from that, I checked out her network then. Who are these people who call themselves coaches within A-Quest Financial Coaches? Eventually, that's when I saw Coach Ross. That's when I saw Coach Migs. And I told myself, okay, I don't know these people. I'll check it out. Saktong-sakto, she posted an Instagram story saying how to be a digital life and wealth coach. I was like, okay, wala namang mawawala sa akin. It's a free session. I'll check it out. And then I like the community. I like the culture. And yeah, I like how they were treating, how they were approaching the sessions, the lessons and whatnot. I was like, okay, I resonate with these guys. And long story short, here I am after going through all the IAM Plus seminars, all the programs, coaching in all the programs, staffing in all the programs as well. Eventually, they saw the commitment that I had with it, the love, the passion that I have for it. And right now, I'm coaching 2 different programs. I'm also the marketing director for IAM Plus Coaching.
Nice.
And eventually, I want to see myself as a facilitator. Kasi right now, I'm in training to be a facilitator. That's my story, man.
Grabe, sobrang napaka-inspire. Ang dami mong pinagdaanan. And ano yung specific events na nangyari sa iyo? Bakit nagmo-move forward ka. Kasi siyempre from being typical na na estudyante tapos gusto mo maging public speaker.
Yeah.
Ano ba yung specific events bakit gusto mo na gawin yung mga bagay na gusto mo kasi 'di ba? Kung for example, ikaw meron kang mga bagay na nangyari sa iyo, for example, failure, hindi ka na yung ordinaryong tao parang medyo mahihirapan mag-catch up. Pero ikaw, ano ba yung nangyari sa iyo?
Ako right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, Michael. My life isn't working 100% that I want how I want it to be. I think I'm just in that space of personal mastery na no matter how difficult life is right now, has it how it perceives to be, okay lang ako. You know, I'm still gonna fight for it. I'm still gonna go for what I want. Really committed to the purpose I told myself to be in. And I think that's one of the questions a lot of people are asking. How do I find out what my life purpose is?
Tama.
Some people sabihin naman nila na the only purpose in life is to be happy. The only purpose in life is, there is no purpose. It's just to keep living. The only purpose is just to be. Parang ganon. Diba? Pero one of the most powerful things that I learned within my journey right now is learning what a massive transformative purpose is. And by definition, that's really just a goal that you try to achieve as best as you can, pero it's impossible. Pero all actions lead toward it. Na? So a really good example of a massive transformative purpose is for Google, it's like collecting all the world's information. How do you collect all the world's information? That's impossible. At the end of the day, even though you've got the internet, it's a search engine and all, there's so much information that's not on the internet. Which is, probably they're gonna want to dig it up and put it there. It's gonna be impossible. Maybe just like A-Quest Financial Coaches, a world where everybody celebrates abundance. That's a vision. It's also a massive transformative purpose in the sense that the entire world, totoo ba yun? And maybe with IAM Plus coaching is healing humanity's wounds through a love-infused world of transformation. Humanity's wounds?
Yeah.
Like, diba? That's impossible.
Super humongous.
Yeah, it's humongous. It's a very aspirational goal that you want to reach out to. Na imposible.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, why would I want to go for something that's impossible? Diba? It's what you strive for each and every day. It's like what they call the infinite game. Kasi you're always gonna want to get to that. And maybe that's through finding out what are your milestones, maybe the key markers that, yes, I'm on the path towards it. And that's what I'm doing right now. I have a high hard goal, something that's really big, pero hindi impossible. Maybe a high hard goal for me is to become an international speaker. And right now, where I am at, posible ba yun?
Yeah.
Hindi ko makita ngayon, pero definitely possible.
Nangyayari na siya. Kasi syempre, you are already on your first step eh.
Yeah.
Diba? Step by step siya eh.
Yeah.
Pero eventually, pupunta ka rin kasi ginagawa mo siya ng action.
Yeah. Diba? Good call. So that's gonna be your daily steps. So you start with a massive transformative purpose, go into a high hard goal, aspirational, pero possible, and then you do your daily goals. What are the small steps that I can do on a day-to-day basis to get me to that high hard goal?
Kasi hindi mo naman mapapansin kapag once na everyday na hit mo yung small goals mo, makakapunta ka rin doon sa goal mo talaga eh.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe the next question there is, okay, I get the structure. There's an MTP, there's an HHG, there's a DG. Okay? MTP, massive transformative purpose, high hard goals, and then there's your daily goals, right? Pero how do you find out what your purpose is? Yun ang maging question ng maraming tao. And maybe, again, thinking outside of the box, what a lot of people would say is, purpose ko lang naman is to make sure my family is happy. My purpose here is to make money. Magtrabaho lang ako para makapabakasyon ako 3 times a year. Something like that, right? It's, it's all good. That's basic survival instinct. But is it a driving force? I'm not sure. Kasi at the end of the day, sure, survival is very motivational. Fear is motivational. Ayaw mo naman talagang magutom ang pamilya mo. That's true, right? But for something that you want to be driven towards growth, towards something huge, towards something amazing, a very interesting concept around how to find your purpose is to look back in your life and find out what were your biggest problems growing up. Maybe not even growing up. What was one of the most challenging problems you've ever had in your life? And as you try to solve that problem, you know that marami ring other people having the same problem as you are. and your purpose is tied towards that problem.
Tama. Pero napakagaling, no?
Mm.
Kasi you have that mindset na, no? Pero karamihan pa rin sa mga tao, di ba, na they are just living on the day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Na hindi nila iniisip, ano ba yung gusto ko talaga sa buhay in the future?
Mhm.
Kasi syempre, yung iba, they are living on paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Na ano ba talaga, hindi pa klaro sa kanila.
Yeah.
No, na hindi pa nila alam talaga yung ano yung gusto nila talaga mangyari. Minsan, 'di ba? Parang okay, gusto ko ng maging mayaman for example, or gusto ko maging healthy for example, or gusto ko ng magandang relationship, no? Pero hindi yun yung driving force nila. Ang importante sa kanila na everyday nabubuhay sila
Yeah.
kasi doon lang sila namulat.
Yeah.
No? And at the same time, mas mahalaga pa rin na meron silang 15 and 30 na sweldo.
Yeah.
No? And hindi nila nakikita yung bigger picture. Ikaw, paano mo ba paano ka nagkaroon ng ganong mindset? O para ma-inspire naman din natin yung mga
Yeah.
listeners natin.
I think it boils down to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Remember that?
Yeah,
Na pinaka-basic naman talaga is survival, your basic needs, they're all met. Now, if you're in a space wherein you're always just living paycheck to paycheck, because basic survival need yun eh. Diba, you need money to feed your family, feed yourself, have a bed, have a roof on top of your head, right? Now, I was lucky enough na maganda ng career ko for a long time in email marketing. I went into email marketing as well. So when I found that, okay, my life's stable, my income is stable, what's the next step? How do I make my life worthwhile? So that's when I got into personal growth and development to find, okay, what's more to life? And that's really going back to discovering who I truly am in terms of I'm an infinite being. I am a soul living in a body. I'm the extension of God. God is within me. Whatever spiritual practice you follow, it will always go back and boil down to I am part of something bigger. But if you're always going into that space wherein I need to survive, my family needs to survive, ako lang, you will never see the bigger picture. Even though all the spiritual religious communities would say you're part of a whole, we're all connected, how are you actually living that life? Now, if you're only solving your problem alone, you won't see the big picture talaga unless you realize your problem is the same as everybody else. We all have problems. How do I try to solve the same problem I'm trying to solve for everyone else around me? And that's where you get to expand and see the bigger picture. How do I just solve this problem so that no one else will ever have the same problem ever again?
Napakaganda nung sinabi mo, no? And kung ang iniisip mo lang to survive lang, hindi ka magkakaroon ng bigger picture.
Yeah.
No? Kasi kung survive lang, doon ka lang talaga nakabase, no? Nakabase ka on your daily activities.
Yeah.
Pero kung nakikita mo na, oy, gusto ko na tulungan din yung mga kaibigan ko, tulungan ko rin yung mga siblings ko,
Yeah.
parents ko, magkakaroon ka ng bigger dream.
Yeah.
Tama ba yun?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, again, it's all about connection.
No?
All about realizing that we're all part of a big whole, of a bigger community. We're in the hugest community that we have. We're all earthlings. Yun yung pinaka-end goal. How do I change the world? Diba? Ang layo nun. But right now, how do I make sure that I'm okay? And nothing wrong with that, na kung paycheck to paycheck ka, that's where we all start. Definitely. So we all start there. Pero also, okay, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. How do I expand myself so that I can make sure that I'm always supporting my best friend, si Michael? Parang ganon. So that I can get to support my own family. Maybe doon ako for a long time. Like when I was in the call center, mababang sweldo ko. My problem for the longest time there is, okay, ang sweldo ko is just good enough for me. How can I dare have my own wife, my own family, if I can only spend for myself lang? So that's when I made sure, okay, how do I expand my income so that I could also feed 2 other mouths?
Tama.
Then eventually,
Maganda, no?
when that's good, how do I expand again to support more people around me? Pero after that, Mike, when I also lost that same income because of after the pandemic, all our clients became digitalized bigla eh. They didn't need the agency anymore. lumit ang income ko. Okay, shucks.
Mm-mm.
What now? Pero that same thought, belief system, paradigm, whatever you want to call it, that I have na I need to be serving other people, that's stuck.
Oo.
And I think that's where I'm at right now, just being in a space of vulnerability. Nahihirapan ako in terms of finance right now because I'm rebuilding a new career from scratch, di ba? From call center to email marketing, going back to scratch to coaching. It's a different challenge being an entrepreneur coming from scratch, right? Pero nandun pa rin ang drive ko kasi I need to make sure this part of my life works because I want to serve a bigger circle, a bigger community.
Wow.
That's where my drive's coming from right now.
Grabe, no? Napakaganda nun. And pag hindi ka umalis, no, dun sa circle na yun, nandun ka lang talaga sa comfort zone mo, no? And walang growth doon,
Yeah.
di ba? So, and balik, tayo bro, no? Sabi mo kanina, meron kang kapatid. Ilan ba kayo magkakapatid?
5 kami magkakapatid.
5.
So, I'm the youngest, only boy. Favorite son ako. Favorite son.
Uniko iho ka pala,
Oo.
Brad. So, yung mga kapatid mo, ganyan din ba sila mag-isip? Ano ba mga career nila ngayon?
They're all different. Definitely. I have a sister who's in the hotels and in the resort business, in a hotel and beach resort. She works there. I have 2 housewives of a sister. Very, very lucky to have married very successful men. I also have another sister who's an architect and they own their own construction firm. So really, really different because the transformation that I built for myself was when I left Davao.
Talagang originally from Davao ka?
Yes. So when I left Davao City, I was a completely different person.
Bakit ka umalis sa Davao? Okay naman kayo, 'di ba? Parang
Yeah.
feeling ko well off na. Ano bang background ng parents mo? Ano ba kayo sa Davao?
Part of my story here is that my dad was a vice president of a big fruits company in Davao. So we were well off growing up until I was born. Parang ganun. So my dad had a really great career in the corporate world, and then when I was born, that's when he decided, okay, I'm gonna start a business.
Anong business yan?
We had a banana plantation. We had a poultry farm as well. And then
Sa
we had
Davao.
sa Davao. The challenge there was that we were making a lot, but we were a big family. And we went into the best schools in Davao City. So magastos din. Right? So parang I think that was one of the challenges that I had growing up. Thinking na how come all my sisters have a really good abundance mindset compared to me? Diba? Maybe that's how they attracted successful partners, how they were able to build big business too. Kasi they had that abundance mindset growing up. And like for me, when I was growing up, tipid muna tayo ngayon. Medyo mahirap tayo sa
So
business
hindi mo
ngayon.
hindi mo naabutan yung parang kasaganahan.
Hindi. Parang
Okay.
ang pinaka-proof doon silang lahat, ang photo album nila ganun, kakapal. Sa akin ganun lang, hindi pa puno. Kasi daw mahal na daw nung Kodak noon. Parang
Okay.
ganun.
Si mama mo, same din, nagbe-business din.
Yeah, my mom had a bakery for a time. Pero she also had that sold rin. So right now, they're retired. My mom was a housewife and a mother for a very long, full-time mother for a long time when I was growing up. Yeah.
Pero ano nag-push sa'yo? Bakit, di ba, nandun ka na, okay ka na doon sa family mo. And ano nag-push sa'yo? Ilang taon ka before ka nag-left sa Davao? Kasi okay yan naman doon okay naman yung buhay mo doon. Di ba? Hindi ka ba natakot? Anong nag-push sa'yo?
For me lang rin naman, also finding out na I was bored, man. Kasi I realized na the things I was doing wasn't my own choice. You know, like being a civil engineering student, okay, sure, marunong mag-math, this is boring. Alam mo yun?
Okay.
So I was looking for something else in my life for the longest time. And then, for me, follow your passion. Eh, nagbabanda ako.
Ilan taon ka niyan nung umalis ka ng Davao?
I left Davao 19 years old.
19. Buti
19, 20.
Buti
20 years
pinayagan
old
ka ng parents mo, walang sa'yo.
Yeah, parang binigyan naman
Napakabait nila sa'yo.
binigyan naman ako ng deadline. I'm blessed enough na I was supported when I first moved to Manila. With my band Evie, we had some sense of success naman during that time. Nagtatop kami sa charts, whether on TV or on radio. We had good gigs, good paying gigs, pero it wasn't feasible talaga, to be honest, na could that really help me survive in Manila at the time, no. Maybe for a lot of people here who are successful in music, they already live in Manila. They already had houses to go home to. Pero the musicians just like me, or maybe people like Kyushe, who's from Cebu, maybe, sino ba? Wala akong siya mga top of mind for that. Kailangan talaga pagtrabahuan or maghanap ko na ng trabaho to survive here in Manila. So it was really challenging kasi, syempre, my parents wanted to take care of me. They wanted to support me. That's why we had a really beautiful and big house in Davao. Right? So it was a challenge for them to accept na I didn't want the path that was given to me before. The path of becoming an engineer and then working.
Papasok talaga yung bibigay talaga sa iyo ni Lord kung ano yung kailangan mo, basta magtiwala ka lang no. And ikaw parang hindi mo talaga alam yung mangyayari sa iyo, pero you just did it.
Yeah. And then because I just did it, because sure, let's go into music, let's go into the call center, let's go into email marketing. Pero at the end of the day, just like what I said at the start, binalik pa rin ako sa same
tama. Galing,
path pa rin na, okay, you need to be speaking, Pao. You need to be speaking.
Oo.
Like, shit. So ngayon, ang exciting for me is that, okay, I'm on the right path now. How far can I go? Diba? Kaya sobrang swerte siguro ng mga tao na as young as they were, they knew exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Happily, enjoyingly, and fulfillingly. Kasi for a lot of people, hindi Kasi yung binibigay ng Panginoon sa atin, ng universe sa atin, ito nga ang kailangan mong gawin, ba't ang kulit mo? Hindi, I need to survive, I need to pay for my bills, I need to pay for my da-da-da. Pero we tend to ignore the things na laging binabalik-balik sa mukha natin. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And trusting and surrendering the thought that I will always be supported as long as I follow this purpose. I follow down this path. Kasi again, I was mentioning to you earlier, I'm currently having financial challenges because I'm in a new career. Pero right now, how come there are people who are supporting me, Pao, dito ka na tumira. Sobrang mura ng ng rent. You don't have to pay for kuryente, for water, for internet. Ako na bahala, Pao. I just want you to be here and stay here in Manila longer kasi malayo pang pararatingan mo. That's Coach Gina Katigbak. So thank you so much, Coach Gina, for helping me, making me live in your house right now.
Doon ka nakatira ngayon?
Doon nakatira ngayon sa bahay ni Coach Gina.
Okay.
And at the same time, I'm currently connected with the top e-commerce entrepreneurs here in the Philippines. Silang lahat, like, these are really powerful people. Pao, how can I help you start an e-commerce business? You had a background in email marketing. You knew how to build Shopify stores in the past. Bro, mas madali itong bagong platform namin. And my friends, mga college friends ko, wala naman silang kaalam-alam. 3 to 4 months in, milyonaryo na sila. Pao, tulungan na kita. So, alam mo yun, okay, I'm on the right path right now kasi I never saw this coming.
Tama.
And as long as I continue down that path of me wanting to be a public speaker, not for the thought that public speakers have great money. Pero I know I'll be able to do this because the money will come in another way for me to be supported towards my goal. One of the biggest changes in my mindset right now that I learned was that a lot of people are gonna say it, and it's true. Follow your passion, love it so much, it'll explode and become a really big business. Parang ganun. Pwede naman, right? And the new thing that I'm learning here is that, Pao, okay lang naman it's okay to run after money if you have a big purpose as to why you want to build that money. Same reason as to parang if you want to be a philanthropist, I just want to feed as many people in Africa as possible. You're gonna need a lot of money. Whether you turn into someone who's good at asking for donations, or you just make your business big enough so that you can support the less fortunate, whatever that may be. That's a really big purpose. That's a really big That's a really big intention as well for you to get to where you want to be. So ako ngayon, when I figured that out, shucks, gusto ko maging public speaker as a life coach.
Na-align talaga siya.
Nag-align siya.
Nag-align.
That's when all the support came in. Whoa! Diba?
Oo.
Kesa naman pilitin ko, kasi right now, like, I love being a financial wealth planner kasi I get to practice coaching there. Okay, kung nakikinig ka dito, Chikoy at saka MJ. I don't think that's really where my heart is at. But it really helped me to get me to where it is. But now,
nakakatulong kasi siya. No? If you're a life coach tapos nasa financial services ka, mas makapagbigay ka ng value and tulong, no, sa taong tinutulungan mo with regards to finances. Kapag yung life coaching aspect mo na ibibigay mo sa kanya kasi na ilalagay mo siya sa isang awareness na kung saan kailangan niya nandun siya. Para magkaroon siya ng action.
Totally agree with that. Kasi a lot of financial advisors, financial wealth coaches, financial wealth planners, financial coaches, tuturo lang sa'yo how to.
About financial planning, about budgeting, pero yung realization, wala doon eh.
The realization that how do you make this person take action? That's where life coaching comes in. It's a really
kaya
powerful
napakagandang combination talaga.
Kasi it's so important, as I was mentioning earlier, fix the money problem first. Once you fix the money problem, you can go up. You can build relationships. You can build big purposes, charities, whatever. Once you solve that money problem.
Pero meron pang underlying doon. Ano ba yung problema talaga? Kailangan mo na solusyonan. Ano ba yung behind that financial problem? Meron yung story eh. Which is, doon papasok yung life coaching.
Great call. Kasi again, even if you give this person, ganito mag-budget, kailangan mo invest dito, kailangan mo invest dyan, kailangan mo insurance dito. Kahit sabihin mo pa yan, if you don't answer the person's problem as to why they're not doing it in the first place, they're not gonna do it. And that's the power of how you can bring life coaching and wealth coaching into one. Once you learn how to help this person maybe break down the resistance of whatever they're resisting in their life as to why they're not doing anything at all into taking action. Kasi magbigay lang ng how to dyan, okay, alam ko na, pero hindi ko yung gagawin. Pwede naman, di ba?
Tama naman.
And one of the biggest challenges of life coaches, or maybe what the job description really entails, is that how do I get this person from point A to point B? By really helping him realize for himself that, shucks, I need to take action na. This can't work anymore. If I continue living my life this way without savings, where will I be 10 years down the road? 30 years down the road? Wala pa rin.
Hindi niya ma-realize yun kung kung ang iniisip mo lang is about money, about budget, pero yung realization, dun talaga papasok pagiging life coach natin.
Diba? And I think that's one of the great trainings that I got from us here at Aquas. It's not as simple as financial planning, but also finding out what are this person's money wounds. Where are they coming from?
Iba pa rin yun, malalim yun.
Malalim yun. And that's not what everyone's talking about.
Kasi parang tayo kasi, no, bilang isang tao, parang ayaw natin na ipapakita kung tayo ay nalulungkot, kung mayroon tayong pinanggagalingan na hurt. Kasi we wanted everyone na we are all is well, no? Good tayo na, kaya sometimes doon nanggagaling din yung hindi natin nasosolve yung mga problema na dapat isolve kasi hindi natin natatap yung talagang problema.
Kasi we put on a mask every day that everything is okay, everything is good, all is well. But the truth is, behind that mask, shucks, I'm struggling. I'm running away from something. And that's why my life isn't working. Right? And people don't know that kasi you put on a really good mask, a really good smoke screen on your face so that people don't see the true you.
Ang ganda nun.
And, that's a completely different topic for another day. Pero I think if there's anything that I want your listeners to take away from that conversation is, no matter how thick of a mask you put on, it's still your responsibility to really fix the person behind the mask.
Tama ka doon, no? Tama ka doon. Kahit na ang pinapakita mo sa mga tao ay malakas ka, or you are on a lighter side, ikaw naman ay nag-work lahat yung mga bagay sa'yo, pero still, hindi mo na-accept na merong problema sa loob. Hindi ka pa rin magiging masaya. And lalabas at lalabas yun. Kahit na you always put a mask on it. Kasi merong wound merong problema sa loob. Yung meron kang internal issues.
And maybe the reason bakit you put on that mask is that you show to other people, I'm so likable. Ang sarap kong kasama. Tanong na lang, when you're alone, masarap ka ba talaga kasama? And I think that's where we all should start off in.
Kung sino yung kasama mo, mag-isa.
do you like you even when you're alone? Or maybe do you only like yourself when you're with other people kasi lumalabas ang joyful, jolly version mo?
Or masaya ka ba talaga kapag mag-isa ka lang? Na okay lang, no? For example, mag-isa ka lang, di ba? Tapos you feel happy. Parang sometimes di natin ma-accept na pag masaya tayo kasi parang feeling natin, oy, parang baliw to na ewan. Kasi di ba? Pero mag-isa ka lang naman, no? Masaya ka talaga.
And that's a great place to be in.
Oo. Di ba?
Kesa naman, I've been here din, winardingan ako ni Coach Ross nito na, Pao, when you're here in the House of Transformation, ang sarap mong kasama, full out support, whatever. Pero how come, kapag hindi pa nagsisimulang seminar, pagpasok mo dito, ramdam ko na malungkot ka. Nung sinabi niyan, okay, that's scary.
Merong problema na kailangan internally maayos mo siya.
Yeah, so I took time to really to work on that as well. And when that was good na, doon na ako binibigyan ng project nila Coach Biggs, nila Coach Raspao, do this, do that. Ako bahala sa'yo.
So paano natin for example, meron yung ganyan, no? Meron tayong internal issues. Tapos gusto natin na sa harap na maraming tao okay tayo. So paano natin na-fix 'yon?
Okay. It really starts with number one, recognizing that there's something wrong. Okay? When you recognize, okay, something's not working. I don't know what it is, but I'll find out. Create that awareness. Where is this coming from? And that's you being gut level honest with yourself na maybe this isn't working because number one, because number two, because number three. Then once you figure out what that is, you start making that intentional choice of releasing it. As okay, that's so simple to say, pero sometimes it's as simple as saying it. Diba? Kasi ako, again, I'll be coming from a woo perspective here. Your words have energy. Your intention has energy. Your emotion has energy. And this is something that I've been practicing for the last 5 days, siguro, 7 days. My meditations are all about listening to a guided track right now.
Talaga nakakatulong ang meditation, no?
Yeah. The guided track of this is a belief system that's not going to work anymore. For example, money is the root of all evil. And then also saying it out loud for me that I delete, I clear, I unlearn, and I de-story this belief system, wherever it may be in my body, wherever it may be in my space. I remove that from my system. I remove that from my system. I clear that from my system. Intentionally just saying that then. Okay, belief system A, that's not working. I remove and I clear. I remove and I clear. I remove and I clear. Ganon. And then after that, when you feel a whole lot more clearer, I think these are two different practices, Michael. That's the first practice, clearing. The second practice is filling it up with the positive affirmations. Kasi one of the most common things na tinuturo sa mga happy life coaches is affirm. I am enough, I'm possible, I'm capable, I am like this, I'm powerful, whatever. Ganon. Pero forgetting to clear everything na dala-dala mo pa that's stopping you from believing all of that. Sometimes we're trying to fill up a cup that's already full of bad and negative emotions. Why not just empty that cup first, then fill it up? And the other side of things then, there are some teachers then who just talk about clear. Release mo lang, linis mo lang. Pero hindi naman napupunta ng something new. So it's an intentional practice of clearing and then filling it up with something positive. I hope that answers your question.
And that's how you rebuild.
Yes, man.
Di ba? So, kasi syempre, you already release it, di ba?
Yeah.
So, lahat ni-recognize mo. And at the same time, once na syempre, you recognize that hurt, that feelings, that negative emotion, you release it. And syempre, kapag you na-release mo na, kailangan mo nang i-rebuild. Kailangan magkaroon ka ng bagong ikaw.
Yeah.
Kasi you filled up with affirmation, you filled up yourself with positivity.
Yeah.
No, para maka-move forward ka and you can reframe yourself.
Yeah. That's one way of doing it. What we teach though in IAM Plus is different. Same as what you mentioned. So first you recognize, you release, and then you reframe the experience. Was it really a bad thing, or maybe it was a blessing in disguise? You reframe it that way, then you start rebuilding from there. Pero what I was mentioning earlier is a different practice then from what we teach at IAM Plus. That's working for me right now. Just coming from experience lang.
Nice, grabe, no? Sobrang napakaganda nung mga sinabi mo. And yung mga natutunan mo yan na ngayon,
Yeah.
paano siya nakakatulong din sa ibang tao? Kasi syempre, you have already acquired a lot of experience, no, a lot of knowledge. So sa mga clients mo or sa mga taong malapit sa iyo or mga kaibigan mo, paano siya na nakakatulong din, no? Kasi syempre tayo nasa social media rin, no? Yan din ba yung nagiging content mo rin sa social media?
Right now, I post on social media. Pero yes, I'm definitely gonna go back to spirituality as a niche. Kasi I was really confused for a time na, okay, 10x, success, and then going into money. Okay, kasi that's what my work entails me to do. Pero the most authentic version of myself will always go back to how am I connected to this bigger source? And how do I make sure that, the practices that I have touches another person. Pero to answer your question in regards to clients, that's what coaching is all about. Finding out what their problems are. Kasi each problem doesn't have the same answer. Buti na lang may bala ako. So yesterday I was talking to a guy who has a big gambling problem. And sobrang matigas ang ulo. When it comes to, hindi coach him, I tried this before pero mahirap.
Nakikipagtalo siya.
Nakikipagtalo pa. That's easier than said than done. So ako, I'm known in IAM Plus as the most compassionate coach. Mabait talaga ako na coach. Pero kung kung gano'n ang katigas ang ulo mo, at anong drama pa ilalabas mo, ilalabas ko na nung bala ko na, parang ganito mag-tough love. Kung sinabihan ko na siya kagabi ng ba't ba ganun, pinipilit mong mas tama kayo sa akin.
So nakakatulong din pa yung tough love? What is tough love pala for?
Tough love is is approaching this person na, I'm having this conflict with you because I want you to change, because I love you. Ganun pa rin yung tough love eh. It's not the same as do this, do that, do this, do that.
Iba ba yung tough love na parang yun nga, yung sinabi mo na minamanduhan mo. You're commanding, comparing sa you wanted to realize them pero on a different tonality. Ganun ba?
Yeah. Basically that. So, you can approach a person with love and compassion na saying na, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. What if, like this, like that. Pero tough love is, you want me to be honest with you? This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna tell you a sentence right now that will just shatter.
Right up front. Sasabihin mo sa kanya
so,
na
for example, what I told
Saka manghingi ka rin muna talaga ng permission.
Yeah.
Kasi
of course.
mabigat eh. No?
Mabigat. So, okay lang. You want me to be honest with you? Tanong lang feedback lang to. Gumanon na ako sa kanya kahapon. Kahapon. Alam mo, the whole time we were just talking about how malas you are. Tapos, the more you say that and you prove to yourself na malas ka, kasi ang alam mong tama, malas ka, you will never listen to any of us. You've talked to multiple psychiatrists, different life coaches, different programs, whatever. Pero ang paniniwalaan mo lang sarili mo kasi you're just trying to prove to all of us that we can't help you, you're gonna be right. Doon siya na hindi naman sa ganun coach eh.
Kasi hindi mo talaga ibibigay sa kanya yung dapat niya marinig, hindi siya magbabago eh, no? Walang magsasabi sa kanya. Pero ramdam pa rin ng tao if you are coming from love and compassion, comparing sa dinidiin mo siya.
Yeah.
No, comparing sa pinipin down mo siya. No, yun yung kinaibahan talaga ng being a life coach comparing sa yung hindi nakaranas ng training like us, no, na may misinterpret of giving feedback versus giving a sarcastic feedback or maybe negative interpretation dun sa sitwasyon, di ba?
Deconstructive criticism.
Yan. Yung pinaka constructive or deconstructive criticism, di ba? Parang kasi doon din alam mo yun? Oo nga no, kasi parang doon nagtatago yung sinasabi constructive criticism pero totoo parang gusto mo talaga siyang tirahin or ipin down. May gano'n, di ba? Pero may gano'n no? May experience ko, may gano'n, di ba? Na parang siguro sa mga previous employment na kung saan may politics talaga, sinasabi na constructive criticism pero totoo talaga. Gusto mo talaga siyang di ba? Diba? So,
yeah, and that's what I like about our culture in A-Quest and IAM Plus is that before you go into the community or the group, sinabi na upfront, coachable ka, 'di ba? Anti-fragile ka, 'di ba? Lahat ng
Ayun.
pag-usapan natin
Ang
will
kagandahan
just be
sa
for your
atin,
own good.
anti-fragile.
At least, sinabihan na tayo agad.
Oo.
Okay, sige, ready na ako, coach. So that we
Ah.
don't need to ask permission all the time because we already created that agreement at the start.
Oh.
And maybe for a lot of other companies, hindi dapat alam mo na to. No, we didn't have an agreement. Siyempre hindi ko yun alam.
Oo.
Diba? So, yun. That's,
Ang
that's
ganda rin.
again, that's also a different conversation. That's all about organization building.
Oo.
This is something that we also, specialize in IAM Plus. And we've been doing this for a lot of, other companies. One of my coaches this afternoon before I went here, she told me na, I'm so happy, coach, kasi because I practiced being anti-fragile first as the president of my company. Right now, all my people are stepping up and are voicing out. And now they can work on their own. Kasi I gave them permission to be anti-fragile because I was anti-fragile at the start.
Nakakatulong ka na ngayon sa mga corporate and mga top executives.
Oh, yeah.
How does that feel for you?
I feel I belong. So, may ganun.
Parang, alam mo yon, hindi mo man nakuha na mapunta ka sa executive level, but at least you are already giving them advices.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi parang iba yung feeling na gano'n na, tama ka, you feel belong, na parang, na wow, na kaka-encounter na ako ng mga presidente na, or mga CEO, na kung saan dati gusto ko lang din na maging manager, maging director, pero right now, ang kausap ko talaga presidente.
Yeah, and these are people who love having me around. Without me having to climb up the corporate ladder for years and years and years. Now I can, be actual friends and live side by side with them. Yesterday, there's this one, owner of a big, aircon company. Sobrang dali lang for me to just, alika nga dito. Tapos, yakapin mo nga ako. Patulong naman ako, meron akong question. How can you support this other people, this person I'm coaching right now? Ganun lang. Yes. I feel like I belong. And, when we talk about the theory of space, and these are the people in my theory of space right now, it's not gonna be, long until I be at the same place at where they're at right now. And the only reason how I got there is because going back to the start, all I really wanted was to make myself feel connected with everyone else around me. And right now, I am, including really powerful people. Sobrang, whoa. And this all happened in the span of 6 months.
Grabe, no? Pero, anong nasa isip mo ngayon na, meron pang point in time na naiisip mo na, parang ang layo ko na, comparing to your old self, no? During the pandemic, comparing ngayon, before ka pa meron ka pang point in time na parang ang ganda na nangyayari sa'yo, ang yung journey mo na pinagdaanan, tapos ngayon parang napakadali na lang para sa iyo ang lahat. Ano yung naiisip mo nung pag mayroong point in time na nare-realize mo parang ang layo ko na, parang ang galing-galing ko na. Parang ano yung naiisip mo?
Thank you, Mike. I don't always think that. Pero when I do, I only think about that.
Kasi syempre naano ka 'di ba? Parang you feel motivated. Pag you feel motivated, wow, ang galing ko. 'Di ba? Parang ganoon 'di ba? You feel na parang natulungan mo yung tao na 'yon. Pero dati parang hindi ko pa kaya. So tumatakbo sa isip mo pag dumating yung point na 'yon?
Well, first of all, I don't think about that all the time.
Okay.
I usually just mention this to my clients when they're comparing themselves to other people.
Okay.
Pero for me personally, the best timing for you to check back on how far you've gone is during the times when you feel I'm stuck. At the times when you feel, wala namang nangyayari sa buhay ko. Ba't parang ganito? Bakit ang hirap ng buhay? Whenever you fall down during those times wherein you're really challenged, that's when I look back. Look how far I've gone. And that will motivate me at a very low point to shoot me back up again.
Wow.
I can't stop right now. Yeah.
Sana naiisip din ng ibang tao yan, no, na napapansin nila na stuck na ako. Kaya I need to persevere and pursue my dreams. Kasi ayoko na ganito na lang ako.
Yeah.
Sana yung mga listeners natin na inspire sa'yo, no, na talagang to achieve all their dreams, no, na maghanap ng paraan No, ikaw kasi hinahanap mo siya talaga no, and hinahanap mo kahit na nag-fall down ka or nag-rise up ka, but still dinala ka pa rin sa gusto ni Lord para sa iyo.
Yes.
No?
Thank
Kasi
you.
talagang nandun yung puso mo.
Yeah.
No, yung puso mo na kung saan napaka-pure, no? And very intentional sa lahat ng gagawin. No, and I'm really happy, no? I'm really happy naging kaibigan kita.
Thank you,
Bro,
Mike.
I feel safe with you. Sa
Thank
totoo
you.
lang talaga, no? And gagalag ko naman sinasabi sa iyo, bro, no, na iba yung pakiramdam ko pag nandiyan ka, parang iba rin yung alam mo yon na napapagkatiwalaan ka, and yun din tingin ko, no, nararamdaman din ng ibang tao.
Thank
No,
you.
kaya siguro kusa na lang, no, na dumadating sa iyo, or kusa na lang yung mga advices mo sa ibang tao kasi pure heart ka, no, and ang nasa sa loob mo lang talaga is intention na makatulong.
Yeah.
No, na talagang you are authentic on yourself, no, and sana rin, no, na nakuha din ng mga tao na hindi naman masama na maging authentic, basta pure lang talaga yung puso mo na tumulong.
Thank you. And I think, just to close that, no, pure ang puso ko tumulong ng ibang tao kasi alam ko pag nagtulong ko ng ibang tao, tinutulungan ko rin sarili ko.
Tama yan.
Thank you, Michael, for having me here.
Yeah. Ayun. And maraming salamat again, no, Pao, no, for being here.
Thank you, Mike.
Ang dami nating napagkwentuhan. Sobrang napakaganda nitong conversation natin, no? And it's really a gift, no, sa akin, no, and also sa ating mga listeners na kung saan naibigay mo yung story mo. You have that inspiring story, and I hope na marami natutunan din yung ating mga listeners. And saan ka ba nila ma-reach out? Saan ka ba nila makikita? Or saan ka ba nila makakausap?
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me here. And yeah, if you guys want to find me or look for me on social media, all my handles are the same. It's always I am.Paolo Segura, which is my name. And you spell Paolo with an O, PaoloSegura. So I am.Paolo Segura. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I think Twitter is different, but on Twitter is the same.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Thank
Coach
you.
Pao. And to all the listeners, maraming salamat po for listening to us with our episode 1 with Coach Paolo Segura. And marami pa tayong pag-uusapan in this meaningful conversation. And this is Mikael. This is Outbox, Thinking Outside the Box podcast, where the world comes together one talk at a time.
Love that.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, maraming salamat.